The scene is set at Duke University Physics Building, in the laboratory of Dr. Cal Ekman, where he has been continuing with his research into the space warp technology / wormhole technology that he's been working on, and Annika Bergstrom is there with him, with basically helping out with things, and the scene begins. So yeah, sorry, for a moment I thought we were being watched.
Why would you think we're being watched?
Because I just was talking to the Duke recently. To Duke Tyson. I don't know why he's following me, but just I have this bad feeling. Anyway, he said something to me that I'm going to need to deal with. A small contingency plan, just in case everything goes south.
A contingency plan?
Yeah, he made it quite clear that I was not to reveal the details of this particular work to anyone. I told him about you, and I told him that I would handle you if you and the Bruja became a problem. I don't think you will, but I am going to take a contingency plan for myself, just in case the information should ever get out about the warp drive technology. I mean the inner workings of it. If someone tries to take control, I have a plan in place to address this problem.
A plan?
Yes. What I'm going to do... Oh, sorry, hang on. I have to go camera dark. I'm getting a phone call. No, I'm just getting a notification. Sorry about that. I had to drop out of... Sorry, I had to drop out of character for a second there. Try that again. Okay. Hang on. I just need to check something. Basically, Annika, what I'm planning to do is I'm going to try to construct a bomb with a radio detonator that you're going to have.
And if things go south, you want me to blow up the entire lab?
No, you're going to blow me up.
Why would you want me to do that? Dr. Ekman?
Sorry, just felt I was being watched again. It's quite... Basically, I'm concerned now that the fact that I'm being followed, I just have this feeling that things are about to go very, very badly, given my last conversation with Duke Tyson. And I get this feeling that in the event that something goes wrong, if anyone tries to get a hold of the data inside my head, I've not written down most of the technical details on how this warp drive technology works. I don't want it being misused, and so I want to have a contingency plan. So in the event that anyone attempts to misuse my technology, I can sacrifice myself to make sure that it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
I see.
There is an alternative, but I'm not sure you're up for it.
The alternative being that you have been ordered to blood bond me.
No, the blood bonding was to make sure that you were secure and safe and trustworthy. The plan of the other plan was that basically once I blood bonded you, I was going to have you diablerize me. You would have my knowledge. You would have all of my relevant knowledge about the warp drive and everything else to carry on the project. and the technology prototype plans would be in your head. You could run and restart them somewhere else, somewhere safe from here, and release them to the world when the time comes. I know you're an environmentally conscious person. You would be the right person to have this capability.
Dr. Ekman, there is nowhere safe for a kindred who has committed diablerie. You know that.
This is why this is why I want to go with Plan A. If someone tries to dominate me or use other tactics to remove the information from my mind, or to remove the information from a safe location, I want to be destroyed before that happens. And I want you by me at all times. So I want you by me, especially when we're in public. So if someone else gives this a shot, I can have you destroy me before this information gets out. I've lived a long and healthy life. If need be, I can. This is to protect my work.
I see.
Would you be okay with being blood bonded, or more specifically, would you be okay with holding the detonator to the bomb? Meanwhile, while I'm doing all this, Dr. Ekman is pulling up Dice Stream. And this is going to be Intelligence Science, followed by Wits Cats. So this is going to be Specialty Physics to make the bomb correctly. And, okay, the 10 got neutralized. But still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes to know how to make the bomb. Plus Wits Crafts. What was my Wits? 3. So Wits Crafts, that's 6 dice. Sorry, just give me a second here. Okay, that's 1, 2 successes. So Dr. Ekman makes the bomb, or a crude-shaped bomb, which basically he hands to you. And it's a very small little thing. He hands you a radio control and then proceeds to swallow. And I'm going to spend 1 point of blood to do this to keep the bloody thing down. I want you to hit this button in the event that it ever looks like I'm being controlled to give information about the warp drive technology. This is my safety plan. Will you do this for me, Annika? Please.
I do still owe you a life boon. We'll consider this repayment.
Yeah, consider this my call. Consider this the repayment. I hope it will never come to this, but if it does, this is my contingency plan.
All right. I don't like it. But if that's what needs to be done, that's what we'll do.
Good. Now, on another note, I still get the feeling we're being watched by somebody. We may have to postpone our other arrangement until later.
Mm.
In the meantime, now that we've done this, give me a moment. Let's test the warp drive again with regards to the handkerchief-size object.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll on behalf of Dr. Ekman with manipulation plus science at difficulty 8 again. See whether or not we pull this off. 1 got neutralized, so that's 1 success. Okay, trying this again. Okay, we've got it disappeared, okay? Sorry, it appears we've had a little bit of instability with the wormhole, but we did manage to make it work nonetheless. It still works with the handkerchief-sized objects, but I wouldn't try putting anything more through it right now. The main concern is trying to get this thing working for the prince when I have to go do the live demo for him and all the other rest of the court.
Knowing how your associates can be with their secrets, I'd imagine that you've been ordered to sabotage the demonstration.
They didn't order me to. I offered to in order to protect the clan.
I see.
But I actually offered to destroy the technology, but they did want it kept safe. And the Duke said I would own all the patents to the technology. He just wanted rights for distribution purposes.
Well, supposing that you made it work with the handkerchief or a button, and then a larger or heavier item was to fail. It would be a partial success. Your name wouldn't be completely mud with the prince, but you would still be doing your duty by the other Tremere.
That actually makes sense. Thanks, Annika. You're a genius.
At this, Annika hands her knife to Dr. Ekman. That should be significantly heavier than the handkerchief that you've been using.
That should do the job nicely.
Seems that those things come in handy for more than just their intended purpose.
Glad to hear that. I have to admit, I'm a little worried about doing this, but hopefully I can still make everyone happy. I get the feeling from what Duke Tyson told me, I kind of inferred that there were more parties involved in this than I realized. It's like maybe I'm just misinterpreting things, but I get the feeling that there are other parties out there who want this technology for other reasons.
Unfortunately, there are a number of our kind who are not trustworthy. And I do agree with your concerns that there are others out there who want this technology for their own purposes.
This is why I want something done to keep the technology in safe hands. My plan is to talk to the prince and everyone else and hope that when I bring this out, I can say, my hope is that people will invest in this to spread this technology far and wide, but not in a way where anyone can weaponize it or misuse it. I want control of this technology in such a way as to be able to to cut the fossil fuel use everywhere. If we can do this to stop the climate change issue, the kind will survive, and we will have our food supply for the next centuries on end.
I hope that it's still early enough to save the kind and by proxy save ourselves. I read an article recently, though, that concerns me.
What's the deadline they're giving us now?
I don't know what the exact deadline is off the top of my head, but there is irreversible melting of the Arctic and Antarctic ice happening.
If that methane cloud escapes, it will be too hot for the heat will be bad enough for the kind, and we'll lose our food supply.
Mm-hmm.
If we can withstand the heat ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We need this technology available to supplant the current transportation systems. It has to be done.
I know. I'll send you a link to the article that I came across.
At this, I'm going to roll intelligence computers to try to encrypt something. Hang on. This is going to be intelligence computers is, yeah, that's going to be 6 dice to try to encrypt something. Oh, that's brilliant. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. So that'll be a good starting point. Hang on, let me detach my prop so I can show this to you.
While Dr. Ekman is fiddling around, Annika uses her smartphone to send the link. And out of character, the actual link to an actual page full of articles has just been put into the group chat.
Yeah, I'll screen share that accordingly so people can actually see that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, screen share. Entire screen. That's the link for people to see. Dr. Ekman pulls out a portable hard drive and hands it to you.
Mm-hmm.
You are to keep this safe at all costs. This is your way of avoiding the. This is all of the warp drive schematics in here. This is the full technical information that I have. I have copied and kept the files here. I will hand this to you. Do not let this go, and do not tell anybody that this even exists.
Dr. Ekman, I'm feeling a little bit uneasy right now.
Oh crap, they're still following us. Never mind, I may have to destroy this thing outright and keep the information in my head. I wish whoever was watching us would show themselves.
Don't drag them out unless you're ready to fight, Dr. Ekman. Annika reaches across the table and takes her knife back just in case. Helveta.
I just wish we could get this. If we could show them that this is in everyone's best interest, maybe we might be able to get this working. And I know that I'm only at Humanity 6, and I know that I should not be caring this much, but this is enlightened self-interest. I've learned this from the academic groups that I hang out with. Yeah, just... well, whoever's watching us is probably not going to reveal themselves. At this, Dr. Ekman's phone rings. Hello? There's a pause still. That's weird. I just got a message.
Oh.
The prince dances close with peasants. They just hung up. The fuck? Okay, whoever's watching us is clearly okay, somebody's watching us, and I'm a little concerned. Okay, I may not reveal this information. I may just have to keep it in my head and get... Okay, that was weird. We need to keep this a little bit more closely careful. Somebody's watching us, and I don't know where they are or who they are. I don't have high enough auspex to be able to track them.
Well, who do you think it would be?
I have my suspicions.
As do I. Other than
Yeah.
Other than myself and the Duke, who have you spoken to about this?
Well, the technology
I know that you made the technology public on the black market, but it's a far cry from making a call for investments and actually showing somebody and revealing information about the technology.
Well, one of my videos the very first video I ever recorded got posted along with so people could see what it was I was talking about. It was the button project. I showed the button experiment.
Yes, but again, it's easy to manipulate a video.
Yes, I know, believe me.
Annika is playing with her knife right now to keep herself calm.
Dr. Ekman, I just had a slip. Bear with me. Dr. Ekman is just kind of looking around the place trying to figure out what's going on. He starts levitating an item in the air, and he basically starts levitating items, and just starts just little items start moving across the floor, etc. As I start moving across the tables, as Dr. Ekman basically just as Dr. Ekman is basically just his stress is starting to get out, and you can see items like levitating, like just kind of slowly levitating up as things just keep going. He's just things are just levitating around him. At this, he basically says, "You know what? Screw it. I'm calling my boss. This is if we've got a problem, and this is out beyond my control. This needs to be addressed." Dr. Ekman gets his phone out and proceeds to call on speakerphone to Duke Tyson. And he waits for the phone to ring.
Good for you, Dr. Ekman.
I'm sorry to call so late, my liege, but there's been a something has happened, and we need to discuss it. We need to discuss further security measures. Something beyond my control.
What happened this time?
Somebody's been watching us, and and a mysterious phone call just came in. They said the prince dances with peasants and then hung up. Dances close with peasants and hung up. Somebody's watching, and I don't have a high enough aspects to be able to track who it is. Luckily, no information's gotten out. No information has gotten out, and I've made a contingency plan to make sure no information gets out.
How sure are you of this? The Nosferatu have not shown their face in Carolina for a while, but if this is them, we got bigger problems.
Well, the fact that I received a mysterious phone call while both I and my Bruja associate were feeling like we were being watched, we think whoever this is has we think whoever this is must have had some sort of high aspects capability, or somebody was watching, and you know, I couldn't track who they were.
The family of the Nosferatu have some very specific powers of the blood that lets them appear without being seen.
There might have been.
I told you not to fuck this up, Ekman.
I didn't. There has no information been leaked thus far, and I have a contingency plan. If anyone tries to get the information out of my head, I will be destroyed. I have a bomb currently planted in my stomach that is set to go off in the event anyone tries to take information out of me. I am putting my life on the line for this.
You don't think that a bit extreme?
Duke Tyson, you made it extremely clear that this information was not to get out under any circumstances. I am taking every precaution possible. But whoever this is is attempting to get information that they shouldn't have. Now I have secured information that will not get loose.
See to it that that information remains secure.
I am destroying all copies now that might be a possible problem. None of them have gotten loose. They were on physical backups that were not connected to anything. And with that in mind, the only remaining information is in my head and will be destroyed by my Bruja associate, namely by destroying me if the situation comes up. She owes me a life boon. This is her repayment.
Very well. If it gets to that point, make sure that you don't break. Wait. No, that would be perfect. If you think that it becomes necessary for your associate to do the deed, wait until you see the prince.
That was my original plan, Malish.
If you are to go out in a manner such as that, then what becomes of the prince's security? Then if you're able to be destroyed so easily, then perhaps the masquerade has been breached, and that even the prince could not stop it. It's fucking beautiful.
I'm glad I was able to help, Malish.
Doctor, you may have redeemed yourself yet.
In the meantime, Malish, what do you want me to do about the potential of an intruder here? I do not have a high enough aspects level to track whoever this is.
Do you have access to flour?
I may have some here in the laboratory. Sorry, out of character, this cat decided to attack. Sorry, I have to get this cat out of the way.
That's a cat for you.
Stay out of my way, cat.
Do you need a spray bottle in the other room?
No. Sorry. Sorry, just let me get back in character here. I apologize for that.
If you have flour, cover your laboratory floor with it. Pay very special attention to where you step, as well as those that you know.
Yes, Malish.
Find
We'll do
the set of footprints that you don't recognize.
Doing so now. At this, Dr. Ekman goes to a cabinet, grabs flour, and starts sprinkling it all across the floor. Has Annika stay absolutely still and watches. Proceeds to open the door and keeps track of where his footprints are.
You see no such footprints.
I don't see any footprints, Malish.
That means
They're
they're not
not
inside of your lab. That means they're probably watching you from a distance.
Wouldn't that be another high Auspex user?
It very well may be.
Either way, we have a potential. We have someone potentially watching us. Might it be possibly the other one you spoke of when we last spoke?
You mean the Toreador?
I'm not saying anything except I'm not saying anything in case they're watching this room. But assuming they can't tap the phone line, then yes.
Marquez isn't smart enough to pull that play. Even if he was, he wouldn't do it himself. He'd send another person.
All right. Then for now, I will continue as usual for now, and I have the contingency plan dealt with accordingly. As long as they can't neutralize this, we're safe.
Very well.
Sorry for the disruption, my liege, but thought this was important enough you needed to know.
It was. I hold no ill sentiment for this call. As I said, you very well may have redeemed yourself yet.
As for the demonstration, we have planned it that I am going to overload the system after demonstrating its potential use once on a small scale, to show proof of concept, but then destroy the technology beyond repair for the demonstration at the time. This way no one can look under the hood, as it will, and figure out what's going on under there in terms of technology.
If you believe the plan will work, Doctor, then I will defer to your wisdom.
All right. We'll be ready to go on the day we'll be ready to go for the night of the Prince's demonstration. And if anyone attempts to take the information from my head, we have the contingency plan ready to go.
Very well.
All right.
At this point, I could give two flying monkey fucks about a masquerade breach.
All right. Thank you again, Malige, and I'll let you get back to the important business of the night that you had at hand.
The phone line goes dead.
At this, Dr. Ekman turns back, silences his phone, turns back to Annika and says, "There are dangerous rumblings afoot."
I don't know who's watching us, but if I find them, I'll murder the fucking Horunge.
At this, Dr. Ekman says, "Careful. We need to be cautious and plan this carefully." What a night! This is going to be. I cannot wait soon enough for this Prince's demonstration. I hope that if we can get this technology invested in widely enough and widespread enough, it will not be misused. But if need be, I'm willing to go out. to say, if there is no hope for this technology being able to do what it's supposed to do, then my life's work is finished.
With any luck, it won't come to that.
Mm-hmm. At this point, a radio turns on to an oldies station.
How loud does it turn on?
Quite loud.
Would I even notice it? Quite
yes,
loud? Okay.
It's quite
I'd
loud.
probably notice it.
It turns, an oldie station turns on and starts playing "Love, Love Me Do," followed by "My Little Deuce Coupe." You don't know what I got, little Deuce Coupe. You don't know what I got.
Is that on a timer?
No, not to my knowledge.
Then it's turned on by itself.
Yes, it has. Whoever is watching us apparently has a very high capability.
I suspect there may be a fox in the henhouse.
So would seem.
One of your associates, I would think. Likely not the Duke, but certainly only one who is familiar with certain things that most kindred cannot do would be able to pull these sort of shenanigans.
Well, on top of that, I've tried contacting out, and my phone is a dead line.
I see.
Yes, whoever has control of this has actually isolated our phone lines.
It's her phone to see if she can get a signal.
So I'm going to roll perception awareness.
Do I get a signal?
No, everything's dead. About that time, a bird hits the window.
Okay. Annika doesn't seem to notice the bird hit the window because she wasn't looking at the window at the time.
No, but I. Sorry, Will just said something about a bird hitting the window. Is he still in the room? No, he left. Sorry, out of character. I'm just double checking something here.
You might want to get Will into the room to observe, just so that we can check on things with him.
I'm trying to get him back in. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. We're experiencing some minor administrative difficulties. Please stand by.
We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors.
This is brought to you by Dracula Blood. Dracula Blood. When you're Diablo-izing, go straight for Dracula Blood. And now back to our show. D. Hey, at least the cat isn't attacking me. That was the funnier aspect of this. Okay, so where we left off, Will, you said something about a dead bird hits the window, and the same with, does Annika hit the window as well, or?
Yeah, a bird has struck the window very loudly. Just this whole exchange is just coming off really friggin' creepy.
How do I roll movement of the mind?
Depends on the specific power that you want to try to pull off.
What I want to do is I'm going to literally just apply a force of about, not half a ton, about 5, okay, an average person weighs about 100 kilograms, right?
States, man, remember.
Pardon?
States, remember. Convert to pounds.
Oh, right, sorry, pounds. An average person would weigh about 150, 200 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you trying to lift Annika?
No, I'm trying to provide a straight telekinetic beam that's basically just going to be my character's just going to pull a 360 loop inside the room and just see if he hears anything fall. Basically, he's just going to try to create a loop and see if he hears someone fall over from knocking them over by using movement of the mind.
All right, what is your willpower?
My willpower is 7.
All right, so this is initially it is a opposed willpower check.
Okay, opposed willpower check. So I roll. So do I roll then, or?
Yes, you'll roll your willpower against this against the willpower of the other person.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a willpower to see if I can knock them over. No, I don't get no. For this isn't gonna work.
All right, what did you actually roll? My dice string was being a little annoying.
I rolled one. I rolled one success, but it got neutralized.
Okay. You managed to knock over a couple of empty beakers, and that's about it.
Can I attempt again at a higher difficulty level?
Yes.
Okay, pushing for difficulty 8. Whoop, sorry, I almost rolled 8 dice there. Let's try that again. That's a bit better. 1, 2, 3 successes. Do I... And I'm only trying enough just to knock a person over. Just enough that if I hear something fall...
All right. So this is 3. Remember 3. Now I need you to roll me 6 dice.
Okay, so 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're tied, and ties always go to the defender.
Yep. Ties go to the defender. You hear nothing.
Can I attempt at a higher difficulty?
Yes, you can take it all the way up to 10 if you'd like.
Okay, I'm going to push this to... we started difficulty 6, so I'm going to push this to... That was difficulty 7, so I'm going to push this to difficulty 8.
Yep. And then it'll be the same thing for the target. Difficulty 8 as well.
Okay. Okay, at difficulty 8, 2 successes this time.
All right, same thing. 6
Rolling
dice, please.
You get no successes.
You hear something hit the floor.
My character is going to rush. My character is going to where my character hears it. My character is now going to push a higher level. I was working, I think, at about path of the movement of the mind 3 in order to be able to push the person over. My character is now going to pin them by pushing movement of the mind 4 to pin them in place.
All right, smart play.
Okay, going to pin them in place. Do I need to roll for this?
You will not. Not in this case.
Okay. My character pins them in place and says, Annika, grab your knife. Annika, grab your knife. And then proceeds to walk over and walk over and gives a swift kick to my character's not very strong, but just enough to kick the person just to confirm they're there while still holding them firmly down with his mind.
They are there, and when you get over there, Annika, what you see is just about early 20s young man. Standard street clothing. And you see standard street clothing as well as a small cassette tape recorder, almost like the type that college students would use to record lectures.
Dr. Ekman, while pushing the person down...
Annika grabs the recorder and puts one foot on the man's chest while holding the knife to his throat. Identify yourself.
As he bites down on some kind of a tablet.
Excellent. Suicide pill.
Within seconds, the pill begins to foam as he begins to convulse.
At this, Dr. Ekman, I'm going to roll a medicine roll because I want to check something. I did give him intelligence medicine.
Yep. Throw it.
Yep, intelligence medicine. I want to tell whether or not... Well, firstly, this guy did not spontaneously turn to ash when this happened.
That is correct.
I'm going to use my intelligence specialty of... I'm going to go with subject authority. I haven't actually picked my specialty for intelligence yet, but I'm just going to use that specialty for 2 successes, so 3. What I'm specifically looking for is whether or not I can tell signs that this guy might have been a ghoul.
Medicine really won't tell you that. Auspex could, though.
Okay, well, if I roll Auspex, could I tell?
You have what, the first level of it?
Yep.
Let me double check that. You might be able to.
Well, the thing, of course, is...
no, you would only be able to do that at the second level.
Okay. Change in plans. My character is going to start looking for... my character's... There is one thing that my character would know. I'm going to roll an intelligence occult to confirm this. I did give myself an occult score. Yes, I did. An occult 2, actually. That was good. Rolling 6 dice. I want to confirm whether or not my character would know that ghouls generally do not develop higher capabilities like obfuscate.
All right. Throw it.
Well, I'd assume that we'd both know that since we're both intelligence 4 characters.
I apparently don't know that.
No, actually, given what it is, you would know that anyway. Typically, no, unless they've been taught.
Okay, well then in that case, just in case this guy isn't a ghoul, I'm going to start looking, I'm going to do perception science, specialty physics, because I'm going to start looking for stealth technology. And both my successes get neutralized.
Hey, Ekman. Hey, Dr. Ekman. Hey, Dr. Ekman. After you look around, you realize you're in a lab.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to bump this to a higher difficulty.
All right. Go up one.
Difficulty 7. Pumping this. Neutralize success. Bumping to difficulty 8. Sorry, I'm gonna keep doing this until I either hit pay dirt or fail completely. Oh, here we go.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, difficulty 8 with a specialty physics. That's 2 successes. Do I spot anything resembling metamaterials or other stealth?
That's 3 successes.
No.
You had a 9 and a 10.
No, you do not. No, you do not.
Okay, so there was no sign of...
Nothing appears to be scientifically related here. Everything is pointing to some type of a supernatural effect.
Okay, so whoever was... Wait,
Dr. Ekman. Dr. Ekman.
The gentleman finally begins convulsing. He finally stops convulsing as you see his chest falls for the final time, or his breathing falls for the final time.
Yeah. You were saying, Annika?
I was going to say, do you happen to have a stake just in case this person is a kindred and also a very good actor?
Good point. Dr. Ekman brings out a stake. I just had one. Surprisingly, it happens to look like a magic wand, but we'll ignore that. And I'm going to roll a strength roll to... actually, I'll give it to Annika, and she can roll a strength roll to stake this guy.
Yeah. Just break a just keep a wooden chair in the office in the lab just because, just so you can break slivers off of it just for certain for situations such as.
Yeah. Well, my character does have wooden chairs, but he has one stake that he keeps with him, just for the special occasion. So yeah, does Annika, you're going to need to roll strength. Is it brute strength or is it strength brawl?
Strength brawl typically.
Yeah, so roll your strength brawl, Annika.
Pardon?
Roll strength brawl.
Strength brawl. Okay. Let me double check. Yep. Okay, why did that not roll?
Dice Stream was giving me a little bit of trouble earlier, so it may be for you too.
Do you want me to roll for you?
Oh, there it is. There it is. It just came up.
Yeah, but now there's 10 of
it.
them. There's not supposed to be that many.
Yeah, I saw it come up. So yeah, oh, there you go. All right,
there
so
we
that
go.
looks like 3.
3 successes.
All right, that is a successful staking, but seems to be nothing really stands out. He doesn't scream out in horror or try to fight it or anything.
This one may actually be dead. My question is, how the heck did a mortal get their hands on obfuscate capabilities? Ghouls are normally not taught that kind of thing.
I'm still not entirely certain that this is a ghoul. Perhaps a highly blood-bonded kindred who had been ordered to, under no circumstances, let us know their true identity.
Only one way to find out.
Mm.
And with this, oh wait, actually I don't have Path of the Blood, so I can't tell. Shit. New plan!
You probably know someone who does, though. You're a Tremere.
This Dr. Ekman draws a sample of the. This Dr. Ekman pulls out. I'm going to roll. Is it manipulation medicine for actually physically drawing blood out of someone?
I'm not going to worry about the actual roll at this point. It's role played out.
Okay. Dr. Ekman draws a vial of blood and proceeds to attempt to call back Duke Tyson again.
Same thing. The phone goes to a dead line.
Whoever is doing this is still watching us, probably, or has still got the deadline under control. Annika, can you hack the cell phone network and try to find a way through?
I can try. Would that be intelligence computers, or...
Yes, it would. That would be intelligence computers.
I have an idea. If this doesn't work, I have an idea.
I've got 1 success.
We're sorry. The number you dialed is no longer in service or has been disconnected. Please hang up and try your call again. If you feel you've reached this reporting an error, please check the number.
At this, Dr. Ekman has an idea. I have an idea, but this is going to be very, very difficult to pull off. Dr. Ekman gets a laser. Dr. Ekman gets a laser and takes one of the entanglement nodes that's currently on his desk. And takes it on his desk, entangles a beam of photons through one of the entanglement nodes, and then fires the laser directly. Okay, now hang on. I'm just trying to. I can do this as shortwave. Fires it via shortwave radio burst. Actually, do you want me to roll for this, Will?
Yeah, because you're basically having to rig this on the fly. Yeah.
Okay. So I will do this as intelligence science first, followed by wits plus crafts. So that's going to be okay. So intelligence science specialty physics to make sure he can set this up correctly. The 10 got neutralized, but 1 success, so he has kind of an idea of what he's doing. Inkling of what he's doing. What he's going to do is I'm going to fall with wits plus crafts. That is, was that 5 or 4? No, that's 6. 6 wits plus crafts. Okay, I'm going to roll that at a higher difficulty.
Cool.
Going to difficulty 7. Yes, there we go. 3 successes. What he does is he establishes a shortwave radio burst. He entangles the burst of radio waves through one of the entanglement nodes, and then fires it bouncing at shortwave to any radio receiver, or if not a radio receiver, to any object at East Carolina University. Once he's established the entanglement, I'm now going to roll manipulation plus science again. What difficulty level do you want me to set this at?
This actually will be at a 10.
Okay, because of how far it is, this will be a difficulty 10. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're talking you're talking 100 miles or better.
I mean, normally the entanglement should be fine, but because this is a stability issue, not a... the entanglement's already established. It's trying to open the wormhole is the difficulty.
Yeah.
So, opening the wormhole, give me... Yes! We got it!
Ah, there you go.
So 1... And so that's 1, 2, and because it's a specialty physics, this will be 2, 4 successes. So with the 4 successes,
you got it, but it's rapidly closing.
Yes. Well, with that in mind, Dr. Ekman opens it, and how far open can I push it?
About a meter.
Meter's all I need. Meter's all I need. In that rapid form, Dr. Ekman manages to pull it open about a meter in diameter, and quickly before the Casimir effect collapses it, pulls Annika and literally jumps through the wormhole into Duke Tyson's office.
Followed by Tyson turning from his chair with a pair of .45 caliber pistols drawn in your direction.
Dr. Ekman puts his hands up and goes, "I'm sorry, Malish, this was an emergency."
Annika slips her knife back in her bra and very, very, very slimly managing to push down the urge to draw her own gun.
I'm drunk. I'm fucking hungover.
You're not drunk. You're not drunk, Malish Tyson. We've got the technology, though unstable, open long enough for us to arrive here.
Well, why? You know, you were fine where you were. Why?
Because of the fact that we had an instability, and the fact that we needed to contact you. We found what might be a supernatural a ghoul or someone who had obfuscate in the room. The problem is we didn't know who else was controlling, and the phone lines were dead. This was the only way we could get in contact with you.
I tell you, Nosferatu were good.
Yeah, well, we finally managed to find a way out, but I'm not sure that we'll be able to get back except by car. The good news is this technology means that we can now scale up.
Well, like I said, this stays between us.
Got it.
I don't want any other finger in this state knowing about this.
Nope. But the problem
Clearly
is
she does because she's here, but
she
I don't want anyone else knowing.
She owes a life boon to me. She will not reveal.
Indeed, she will not. Now, what was so important that you decided to fall and decided to pull a Doctor Who and land in my damn office?
We've got the recorder, but we have reason to believe that the Nosferatu are either teaching their ghouls obfuscate, which is a very dangerous precedent because ghouls should not be learning this kind of thing, or there's some other supernatural out there with obfuscate capabilities that found its way into my office.
I thought you said you didn't find any footprints when you put the flower down.
No, but when I did a telekinetic sweep and pinned the thing down, somehow this thing managed to be obfuscated without leaving footprints. I thought this was important enough for you to know.
You're damn right it was.
This is why, and since all the phone lines were dead, I decided to pull this as the only method to get a hold of you in person to let you know.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
The thing is currently staked. The thing is currently still staked in my office. Whatever it is, it's still staked.
Is your office secure?
To the best of my knowledge, yes. It's not likely to get back out, and we have the tape recording as well that it tried to record. We have that, so it's not going to get. So no information is going to get leaked back.
It tried to record you?
It tried to record me, but we got the recording.
Annika hands the tape recorder to the Duke. Do with it what you need to.
He pushes down the rewind button. Lets it rewind back for a couple of moments as he hits the play button. And the conversation you were having moments ago plays back to you.
Yep.
Someone wants this badly. And I would like to know who the fuck it is.
Should I set a trap?
If you think it'll work, yes. Like I said, Levatoya is not smart enough to pull this one.
Is it possible it's the Nosferatu?
It's very possible. That's actually my number one guess right now.
Well, given the fact of the obfuscate, what do we do? Should we go after them? With the new developments in technology, I could have an entire army inside their havens in seconds.
Not yet. I don't want them to know that we know.
All right.
Although, one moment. I just have a question. If you came through that thing, what else might have came through with you?
At this, Dr. Ekman is going to roll his willpower again and says, "My liege, please sit down. I'm about to run a sweep of the room."
Well, he was seated anyway the whole time.
Okay, well, yeah, but I'm just gonna say, please stay seated. I'm gonna run a sweep of the room. He runs I'm gonna run a willpower contest to see if anything shows up, and that is 1 at standard difficulty. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
All right.
And what do we roll?
You will roll nothing because nothing came through.
Okay. Nothing appears to have come through. We would have heard a fall, my liege, if something had come through.
Yeah.
Movement of the mind was how it revealed.
Creative use. Now here's the question. You came through this way. Can you go back the other way?
The thing has closed, but there might be a way to open. The entanglement is still there, but there might be a way to open it. However, this is going to take every iota of my power of movement of the mind to do. I hope you don't mind that we have.
Don't. He puts up a hand. Don't push yourself tonight. Even if we tried to take this to the prince, he wouldn't do a fucking thing about it. He'd sit there on the throne and twiddle his motherfucking hands.
May I make a suggestion, my
Fucking
liege?
child.
I'm listening. My liege? In the present time of the fact that the prince will not do anything and will probably not even apply the technology in the way that I had been hoping would be applied, might I suggest that we find a way to discredit the prince and possibly put you in his place?
I've well thought about that, but his people are kind of in the way right now. It pays when, Money talks, and Josiah has plenty of it.
Yes, but this technology could potentially be a masquerade breach he can't cover up, as you said before.
Set hands to task, but if this fails, I know nothing of it. And you as well, madam.
Of course.
This will be all under my hands. At this, Dr. Ekman focuses directly his mind on, and I'm going to roll a willpower on this. This is going to be, can I set this at difficulty 9 because of the fact that I'm trying to use the willpower to simulate an anti-gravity?
Yes, you may.
Okay, setting this at difficulty 9 willpower roll against the entanglement generator, and failure. I can do it once,
no good.
yeah, I can do it once more at difficulty 10.
Yeah,
that was a
one more shot. One more shot. Oh, it was a botch.
That was a botch.
You feel since if it was a botch, that means that you feel yourself lose grip with the node.
Yeah. At this, what actually no. We agreed that unfortunate side effects were going to happen if technology happened with if a botch happened with the technology.
Oh yeah, I know. It's coming. We didn't agree it would happen right away.
Well, the problem is, though, that I was predicting gravitational side effects. You know, like the building starting to shake, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dr. Ekman.
But like I said, that still doesn't mean it'll happen right away.
And with the gravitational ripple effect, it should be happening relatively quickly.
It should. It should. Minor stuff will. Yeah, that's what. The minor stuff will. The major stuff may not.
Dr. Ekman feels his Dr. Ekman feels his grip slipping. Well, I can't focus it. I can't get my movement of the mind powerful enough to open the node. Oh crap!
And it's about that time that Tyson's computer blue screens. Oh, great. I'm about to call the fucking Best Buy again.
Sorry, Malish. You're right. I taxed myself too much. I should not have attempted that. I thought I had the node. This is why I should not be using movement of the mind to simulate any gravitational effects.
This is not going to end well, is it?
No, it is not. Because that computer has all I need to put our plans in order, and you have some unknown creature staked in the middle of your lab back at Duke that anyone could walk in on.
To be fair, the door is locked from the inside.
My character.
And that would stop the Nosferatu from getting in?
Dr. Ekman is going to roll manipulation science because I'm going to try one more thing. This is going to be set at a difficulty 9. Please give me a good roll. Yes! Dr. Ekman is successful with the specialty physics. He gets 3 successes at difficulty 9. Sorry, 4 successes. He succeeds in reopening the wormhole. Barely.
All right.
I've got to run...
In the reopening of that wormhole has, forced the building into a shaking mode. It's very minor, but it's enough to be felt.
Yeah. Dr. Ekman
maybe
says...
something feels like maybe about a 3 to a 3.0 to a 3.5 earthquake.
Yeah. The 3.0 to a 3.5. Dr. Ekman says, my liege Tyson, will you come with us? This building is probably unsafe given the last wormhole attempt.
Yes, I'd be more than happy to.
Grab on. We're going back to Duke. At which point he basically grabs hold of Annika, who's presumably grabbed hold of Doug Tyson, and the 3 of them jump back into his laboratory at Duke University.
And that is what I meant by it's not going to end well.
I'm presuming. Even with all the plans gone, even with all the plans, my liege Tyson, I'm assuming you remembered enough that we can easily copy it back, or if not, we can get the computer back. Hang on. I'm going to roll one more manipulation science to try to stabilize the wormhole for 1 second.
The computer's not a major thing. It's mostly in my head.
Good.
I'd
Well,
like to have it back, but it's not important.
As long as you're safe, my leash, that's the important point.
No, about this thing in the middle of your lab.
Dr. Ekman points to where it was, assuming it's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah. The thing supposedly died under the influence of a suicide pill, of a suicide tooth pill, but we staked it just in case it was a good actor.
A good actor doesn't turn blue.
Touché.
It wasn't blue when we staked it.
States the Tremere region as he turns the man's head slightly to the side with two fingers on the chin. That's what I thought. Someone's ghoul.
The ghouls are being taught to obfuscate now?
Looks that way.
But I thought that they weren't. I thought that ghouls were not supposed to be taught this kind of thing.
Most aren't. See, but this becomes a problem, because that means that the Nosferatu are even more of a problem than they already were.
Well, not only that, but
so
as you
who knows where they are at this point? They could be hanging from the fucking ceiling, and we'd never know.
I have a suggestion on that, my leash, and I'm going to roll another willpower roll. I know I'm overusing my willpower, but...
Oh, yes, greatly.
But the thing, of course, is that my character just basically rams about half... I'm going to use the full...
oh, I see where you're going.
Yeah, I'm going to use the full movement of the Mind 5 on the ceiling. He just rams like... And, yeah, we got like a really good one. 1, 2... 3 successes, he rams a full half-a-ton force on the ceiling to shake anything loose.
Setting off every fire sprinkler up there. But nothing happens.
Sorry, Malish. You said they might be hanging from the ceiling. I tried.
Tyson's eyes lower. You try my patience, Doctor.
Sorry, Malish. I maybe gotten a little too zealous in trying to protect you.
I have not lived 400 years because I've needed protection.
Sorry. Old habits.
Old habits indeed. Not much has changed since the 40s, has it, Dr. Ekman?
No, it hasn't. But if the
if the Nosferatu are up to their tricks, this is going to sound strange coming from me, but I'm even concerned about the other clans. Because if they're up to their tricks, that means that they're taking information from everyone.
Which means that everyone's going to be after this thing?
Yes, if they're not already.
Oh, joy. Well, I can't turn down the Prince's demonstration. We'll downplay it. I will do the button and then have it destroyed. I'll destroy the original machine. All the design schematics are still in my head.
No, we may not even need to do that. If we may be able to play this exactly as it is. Nosferatu have taught their ghouls the powers of their blood, and they somehow broke in here after your technology. Without the proper clearances, patents, rights, or permissions.
Yeah.
That my ill-tempered madam and occasionally mumbling child is a masquerade breach.
we may have enough to go back after Clan Nosferatu.
Indeed, we may.
All right.
So be it.
War on the Nosferatu it is, or do we go to the Prince?
If those sewer rats want a war, then they will fucking have it. The Prince need not know of this.
All right, war it is. Would you care that I set up the technology so that when the time comes we can deploy directly into their havens, or would you prefer that I found more means to get their blood and we do it a more subtle approach?
Let me first begin by saying that at this point, we know they can do this. We don't know what else is going to be around us at any given time. So speak carefully at all times. That being said, that thing is a liability. I would prefer that you not destroy it, but secure it in such a way that it won't be a problem again.
Dr. Ekman nods and proceeds to disconnect a few wires and reconnect them elsewhere. I'm actually going to roll Witchcrafts for this, because he's going to deliberately do it in such a way that it looks like a dud, but not in such a way that it will actually be completely destroyed. Yep, the 10 got neutralized. Yeah, 10 got neutralized, but I still got 3 successes. So, Dr. Ekman then turns on the machine to manipulate. Dr. Ekman then turns on the machine and shows that it sputters out. If anyone attempts to use this now, unless they know exactly the technical specifications that I had, which they won't, there is no way that they could possibly be able to reconnect this thing.
Works for me.
And in the meantime, may I ask a favor, my liege?
His eyes cut over to you slowly. Are you aware of what you just asked me?
What I am about to ask, my liege, is that I do not have the relevant path to be able to create the necessary wards to be able to handle the blood. I have tried getting the other Tremere here to do it. They are being dealt with as we speak, shall we say? I am asking briefly. I will owe you a boon for this. I am asking that I may have wards up against around this laboratory to make sure that there is no way that they can get in here. Wards of everyone except the 3 of us.
You shall have it, and you shall owe me a minor boon.
Done, my liege.
Now, I would suggest before we do this that you tidy up the place, Dr. Ekman. It's unbecoming of a Tremere to leave his trash on the floor, as he nods towards the body laying there.
Dr. Ekman pulls up the body and proceeds to escort it into a closet for now.
Now, Miss Annika, while you were here, I figure now's as good a time as any. Tell me, what is it that you see in Dr. Ekman here? Why is it that you've managed to not sink your fangs into him? Because I would very much like to know why I shouldn't at times.
Well, from the day that I met Dr. Ekman, I've seen that he has the passion befitting a Bruja and the intelligence and potential befitting a Tremere. To an extent, I suppose I see a little bit of myself in him. Although, granted, he's better at controlling his temper than I am.
Interesting you would say such things. How is it that you would know of the Tremere?
Pardon?
Interesting that you say such things. How is it that you would know of the Tremere and our ways? That his voice draws very close to anger.
I know that the Tremere do have their hands in things that other kindred do not. What those things are, I don't know. I've seen them employed. I don't know the workings behind them. If you're concerned about any of your clan secrets having been leaked, they have not been.
Mr. Ekman, you will bond your plaything. See to it.
Done. At this, Dr. Ekman proceeds to say, Annika, your pocket knife. Hang on, we're getting an echo call. I gotta go close the door. Sorry. Cat got in and locked the door open. Yeah.
Cat again.
Yeah. Now I can do it. Oh, damn it. Damn cat. Okay, now where were we? Your pocket knife, Annika.
You see that Annika looks like she's about to resist, but then decides better of it.
Dr. Ekman proceeds
and hands the knife over.
Dr. Ekman takes the knife, cuts his palm open, and proceeds to squeeze until a drop of blood comes near the edge, holds it over Annika's mouth, and drops it in. I will have to do this twice more, Annika, to make sure that you are completely. I will have to make sure that you are completely blood bonded to the 3rd level to make sure that this is completely secure. But better safe than sorry. You understand, Annika? I trust you. Others may not.
I understand.
Doctor, is this satisfactory, my liege, for now, or would you prefer that I did the 3 drops now?
The single will be fine for now, but you will finish this over the next couple of nights. Am I understood?
Yes, my liege.
The next thing you will do, after these wards have been set up, you will set to task ensuring that those who do not pass our rigorous standards of performance are seen from your lab. Do it lovely, do it ugly, it's all the same to me. But it will be done.
I will be dealing with every one of the old Tremere who remain on this campus and in this area. I have been far too lenient for the last while.
Yes. Yes, you have. Do not make me thank you, the prince.
Nope. I tried to give them the concept they desired, so-called academic freedom. They have abused it. They are going to pay.
He smiles and nods. Now, where would you like these wards set up, specifically?
I was hoping around the doors and around the windows to make sure that every entrance is covered. Barring the use of this technology, there should be no way to get in to one of these There should be no way to get... Oh, wait, I forgot about one possibility. There is a path amongst our people, which is there is a path amongst our clan which needs to be addressed. I haven't seen it in action, but I do anticipate the possibility that one of our clan may have gone rogue in getting this information to the Nosferatu and may have that capability. I'm assuming you know the one I refer to.
Speak freely, Dr. Ekman.
The Path of Mercury. If someone has that teleportation capability, they could get in outside, barring the use of the doors or windows. We may need to put wards up all over the walls.
You are asking a lot from me.
I understand that, but you said yourself, if this technology is to be kept safe, and we do not want anyone in here, we want to make sure that this place is completely secure. I understand the Path of Mercury, I understand the risk of Path of Mercury is low, but nonetheless, it is a possibility. You asked me to think of all you once asked me to think of all possible contingencies. I am doing so.
Very well. As he makes his way towards the door frame, or the main door frame of your lab.
Mm-hmm.
And you see he reaches his wrist up to his mouth, and as he opens his wrist there, he allows a couple of drops of blood to fall onto his other hand. And he begins to mark the door jambs and the windows with his own blood, as well as marking several areas on the walls, as well as on any air vents, water faucets, pipes, anything that appears to be an entry point.
Mm-hmm. This Dr. Ekman proceeds to enter his fridge, because he does have a mini bar. He does have a mini bar fridge in the lab for when he gets stuck with too many nights working, and pulls out a bottle of blood. He opens it and pours a glass. Which he puts in front of the. He leaves on the laboratory table afterwards, for when Duke Tyson is done, and says, "My liege, when you are done, I hope to replenish your supplies."
Yes, you do. As Tyson begins to speak in some arcane tongue that Annika, this is foreign to you. It's almost like he just walked out of one of those old big 80s horror films. Even the tongue is even unfamiliar to you, Dr. Ekman. And he goes on like this for about 3 to 5 minutes. And as he does so, you notice the wound on his wrist begins to close. It is done.
Dr. Ekman proceeds to pour about 2 or 3 extra glasses of blood and passes them over to the Duke from the bottle.
This appears to be a good advantage. Is this O negative, I assume?
Yes, my liege. I got this from some medical students who were donating their blood for unusual experiments, shall we say. That particular tremere is one that I actually found use for a while. Sadly, he's amongst the ones who's going to have to go. His research was of particular interest.
Then why are you kicking him out? See to it that he's gone and his research stays. How simple is that?
Just simply because of the fact that minds like his are... It doesn't matter. He's gone.
Very well. Now, how do you presume that I get home, Doctor?
At this, Dr. Ekman says, there are 2 options at this point. I can attempt to reactivate the machine again and transfer you home directly.
Because that went so well the first time.
Option 2, is that I could arrange with option 2 is that I could arrange. You can stay at my haven tonight. I will sleep here in the laboratory, and then you can make use of my haven tonight, and then I will arrange transport for you back first thing tomorrow evening.
Are you forgetting that I drive a truck, Dr. Ekman?
That's exactly what I meant by arranging transport. She is blood bonded to me, and I actually this might be a good idea. This might be a way to ensure loyalty all around. Would you prefer that I'm blood bonded to you, my liege, to make things to establish the chain of trust a little bit more effectively?
That will not be necessary at this time. Although, if you continue to disappoint me, I may require it.
Noted and understood for future.
As for my question, I will take my rest here for the night.
Very well. At this, Dr. Ekman draws a little, says, do you wish me to escort you to my haven, or can I just give you a map?
You really think me daft, don't you, Doctor? I can read a map.
I don't think you daft, my liege. I just simply wish to know whether how much of service I can be.
I will take the map.
Dr. Ekman quickly draws a map.
For the third time, yes, man.
Right. Sorry, sir. It's just, again, I kind of looked to you like a surrogate sire after you took me in after Thaddeus Black passed away. Met his final death.
Well, why are we wasting good time on bad rhetoric? Let us retire for the evening.
Agreed. With this, Dr. Ekman passes him the map and proceeds to lay out a cot for himself in the laboratory.
With that, Tyson takes his exit.
And with that, before leaving, Dr. Ekman, even though he doesn't need to, breathes a sigh of relief. That could have gone a lot worse. And the Nosferatu now nipping at my heels, or nipping at all of our heels. This is going to be bad.
Are we certain it's the Nosferatu? I'm still not 100% convinced.
Who else would be teaching the ghouls to? Who else would be teaching ghouls to obfuscate? And on top of that, be able to obfuscate without leaving footprints.
The world we inhabit is a strange one.
Either way, this doesn't bode well. I'm going to keep the technology concealed. By the way, that radio transmitter will work within a 5-mile radius. If anything goes wrong, please be back as quickly as possible. Actually, better yet, I will be with you to escort the Duke back tomorrow. But again, you know the rules. If you know the routine. If something goes wrong, you blow me up. Anyway, in the meantime, I don't have much, but I do have a spare cot here for you if you want it.
What time is it anyway?
It's Dr. Ekman looks at his watch. Oh, looks like it's only a couple of hours to sunlight anyway, to sunrise.
I suppose it would be safer to stay here.
Well, you do have to transport the Duke back tomorrow after all. Anyway, with that, Dr. Ekman takes a glass of Vitae from the bottle, puts it back in the fridge, and proceeds to retire for the evening. Does Annika retire?
After standing and thinking for a few minutes, she eventually does.
And with that, the scene ends.